Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Alright, so Deadman Wonderland opening and ending reaction. So I've heard quite a lot about this show over the years. I have not watched it, of course, but I've been meaning to watch it, but it's just been very low on my radar. So I thought I might as well check out the opening and ending. Maybe it'll be interesting enough for me to check it out. It's just one core, I believe, and from my understanding, it's like this bloody thriller, high octane kind of show, similar to Higurashi or Akame ga Kill, those kinds of shows. And from the brief pictures that I've seen here and there, I've seen a Ferris wheel and Wonderland, the name Deadman Wonderland. So it's what I believe the show is some kind of the setting is in this amusement park, and I think I'm not sure where I got this information from, but I think it's some kind of death trap game in this what is it called, yeah, amusement park, and that's where most of the thrills and the entertainment value comes for who I'm believing there's an audience for this in the show, and as for us as well, seeing the suffering and who will die, who will survive, that kind of something like the Saw series, right? So that's my understanding of the show from what I know, and I'll be checking out these opening and endings, and I'll try to figure out more about the show and what I like about these openings, endings, and the potential the show might have. It's gonna be pretty enjoyable. Let's get right into it. Okay, a lot of red. Holy, that's one way to show start an opening, I guess. I believe this is the uncensored version. Oh, quite a different vibe to it from most openings. That's what I expected from something like this. Yeah, I expected something like this kind of music. Yeah, Carnival. Oh, songs really good. Traction. It's in English. I try to figure out the meaning from the lyrics also. Oh, mascots with the masks, puppets. So not of their own will. Dude, this opening is good, dude. The music and the visuals with the constant red background. Hello, I see why it was censored. Animations, good, also. It's like a kind of Hunger Games meets the Saw series, right? Hence, one core. I mean, how much can you expand on the story? It's playing a lot with the gore, violence, and those themes that complement it. All right, so pretty interesting opening. I also went to the lyrics. I'm gonna talk about that also. It did shed some light on what the show is trying to do. So, right from the get go, we see that the opening is completely filled with blood background and blood flowing everywhere, and then you have the foreground with the white silhouettes showing showing the characters and other elements. So that's a nice separation of red and white. I like that. And the opening consistently has this constantly the camera shaking, and there's distorting images and a lot of text and quick flash edits. Just it's a classic technique to make the viewer get disoriented, and the music also plays along with it. So to create this very nauseous, this eerie feeling. Not, I wouldn't say eerie, but more like just throwing stuff at you to make you feel nauseous and just pumping you up, getting ready for the kind of show this is. And I've seen it in I think Parasite. The Maxim does a very good job of this, the opening. So I would draw that comparison. And then moving on, a lot of text images. I'm not going to go into the text images, but there was something interesting that I saw here. Yeah, so it shows flashes of the amusement park, and then we see them naked, like trapped by these jail cell bars, the shackles around the waist, the neck. The show feels very raw in its presentation, and it's certainly conveyed by this opening. So I think the opening did a very good job of presenting the kind of vibe the show has. And then moving further, it has that, it has a very weird clown face, of course it would have. So it's like a crazy Wonderland amusement park. I like the shot of the the evening like rapidly shifting, and you see the silhouette of the amusement park, so it gives this very ominous tone. And then you have some standout characters like this guy. I don't know if he's on this side, if he's a player or he's one of the torturers. And then you see this lady sitting on someone with a knife. She feels like one of those the ones who are in control of this. And the kind of vibe I'm getting from this show is, I got this from the lyrics also. It's like they are stuck in a nightmare that will never end, and they are shown as the main attraction of this carnival. So I'm assuming there is an audience. So either this is kind of one of those, creepypasta Russian experiments that you hear of, or this is an audience centered entertainment show. It's one of those two. I'm not sure which one, but it's one of those two, unless I'm wrong. And then you see these lyrics, probably spoken by one of the main characters, like how they have to sleep with one eye, have to get through that pain and suffering day in, day out. So probably they have been kept here multiple days, probably reenacting the same thing, a game of life and death. And the lyrics are very raw, with the stuff like skin crawl, pressure crushing down, bending on my knees. And yeah, this line, living in a perfect and controlled project, a puppet of their appetite, perverse appetite. So it's definitely giving me those lines of how they're being controlled in this. Maybe this is a very controlled social experiment project that's gone out of control, maybe. And this is a very haunting image. You see these people who are in present, they have these mascots that you normally see in amusement parks. And then a very clear image of someone who is controlling them with puppet strings. So that's a pretty on the nose sign of how the dynamic is between these two groups. And then a lot of flashing imagery. And then we see some shots in the uncensored version. Now I know why this is uncensored. But then we also see these scars around them as if they've been cut open. And there are some lyrics about wrists cut, slit, all of that. So these kind of shots is what gives me this very raw feeling of how they're also playing with the themes of blood and gore, sex and violence, and how these people must have gone insane. It feels very raw and very very front and center with its themes, and how like they're dancing as if they're gone insane due to all this suffering. I wonder if the show is playing its cards right, or if it's going overboard and making it too edgy. And that could also be there. And I think that ends it. Yeah, so I think that's what I got from the opening. I'll check out the ending. Maybe the ending has more to offer, because as always, endings have more agency. So let's check that out. Very peaceful vibe. Didn't expect that. Daytime, not nighttime. And we have a very nice slow panic shot of the carnival, the Ferris wheel. This feels very hopeful in contrast to the opening. I think the show also has this dichotomy of opening and ending. What they're showing? Despair and hope. Raw, wholesome. They're showing the normal lives of these participants probably, and make us feel attached to these characters, like what they were before they were brought into this hell hole, kind of lives they were leading. Yeah, it's definitely that. I wonder if the sunset behind goes to night. That would be a pretty nice transition. Like it slowly becomes nighttime. Yeah, some of them are nurses, some of them are monks or yoga practitioners, some of them are programmers. So they're just living a family life. They have a kid. I see what this ending is trying to do. Pretty interesting. It would be pretty effective. Oh, she still has that outfit. Oh, she's completely naked. I've seen these two in the opening as adults. Okay. So the ending is pretty straightforward with what it wants to do. Like I said, it's definitely trying to show what kind of lives these guys have been living. And it's pretty common, like how you, when you see the contrast and what these people they were just living normal lives, and now they have been um, sent to this hellhole. You kind of empathize more with them. I think this ending is pretty necessary to serve as a companion piece to the opening. And I really like, as I said earlier, that how this Ferris wheel feels like the passage of time. And I would have really loved if not the dusk, yeah, dusk time behind would slowly go to night or maybe to morning. If it were to slowly transition, then that feeling of time passing through this Ferris wheel would have been more pronounced. But still, pretty good composition. And if these images would have been fade in, fade out in the background, I think that would have been more effective rather than just showing it as a cutout. And then, yeah, we see some of them. Yeah, this is not the amusement park, so yeah, quite a diverse cast of characters coming from different what do you say, backgrounds of life, and they all clash here. And then I think what the show is trying to do is, test them. Like, what kind of person are you under the skin when the pressure gets to you? Like, if you've seen The Dark Knight, basically what the Joker says in the prison, like when the chips are down and shit hits the fan, like what kind of person you are gets portrayed. And maybe that's very entertaining for the audience in this show to watch, or maybe and definitely for the ones who are torturing them, like this social experiment. What kind of person will crawl out of you when you see these horrors? And then as you see the endings in the episodes again and again, you kind of contrast what they had been and what they have become. And it's a very raw transformation. I think that's what the show is going for. Yeah, from all walks of life: military, a family man, police, kids, fathers, computer programmer, students, teachers, nurses. I know what this guy is, a hermit probably. Yeah, so when you have these different walks of life, different ideologies, different experiences, it all comes clashing in this one place under a lot of pressure. It will be pretty exciting if the show really explores those themes and how these people get affected differently, because they're a very diverse set of people, right? Yeah, so I think those are my thoughts on the show. Looks pretty interesting for a one core show. I'm glad it's one core and not more than that. Otherwise, it would be, overstaying its welcome. So I think I'll check it out in my own time. Maybe I'll binge it one of these days, and I might make a review of it. See, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, this reminds me of this show that I absolutely love. God damn it, Death Parade. That we never got to see the second core of. It had a lot of potential, Death Parade. So yeah, it reminds me of that. Like, you're put into this game of life and death. You don't know what the stakes are, and I mean the stakes are pretty high. And then you get tested what kind of person you are based on a diverse set of participants and how they react to this. And that was pretty interesting. I think this is very similar to that, and I loved Death Parade for what it was. I mean, it was just one core, but if it ran for more, then it would be really awesome. So I think Deadman Wonderland would scratch that itch for me. And I think I'll check out what it is, what the synopsis is, and see how correct I was. Deadman Wonderland. I'm kind of getting the feeling that it's not that deep of a show with its themes. It's got a 7.2 rating. I mean, it's not that high. Okay, synopsis reads as, okay, their classmates' field trip, certain amusement park. Okay, that's how they got enroped, where the convicts perform dangerous acts for the onlookers' amusement. So there's an audience that is into this. And I think it's kind of meta that we as an audience are also entertained by this. Just like the audience in the show. So kind of hinting at what kind of people we are and what we like to see. I'm sure this would, like in a twisted world, this would be very popular, this kind of a show in real life. Okay, so the whole class gets massacred. Alright. And his nightmare is just beginning. Thrown into a world of sadistic inmates and enigmatic powers. Collars, neck, deathly games. Okay, so it is like Saw meets Hunger Games kind of. Can't tell friend from foe. Mysterious red man with the face mask that we saw in the opening. Okay, and clear his name in Deadman Wonderland. So they're trapped as convicts in this amusement park. Okay, all right. I think I was pretty much on point there with my predictions about what kind of show this is. And yeah, I think that's about it for this video. I'll definitely check this out later on in my own time, and you guys can let me know what you liked about this show and whether you can recommend me some other shows similar to this. Maybe I'll check those out as well. I think that will be it for this video, and I'll see you guys later. If you want to check out more anime opening reactions, you can see that on my channel page, and if you liked the video, you can hit like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that shit. All right, yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.